Welcome to day 17 of this month of tarot practice and play and learning. Today we have just our Major Arcana cards out again, and we're going to go dive into some really juicy self-reflection, because that's really where the tarot's power sits, is in the self-reflection that we can begin to understand ourselves a little bit more. And the cards, they don't pull their punches. Okay, so what we're going to do is just give a little shuffle to your majors. So we're just playing with the majors. We'll come in a few days to the minors and to then combining the two. But it's nice to kind of use these big boys to get some, let's be frank, quite potent inner inspiration, some answers, some understanding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose two cards when I finish shuffling, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to set them out, and these are going to represent something to each and every one of us. So what we're looking at is who we could be. So this is our underlying card, so like this, and then over the top, what is blocking that? Or it could be, dependent on the card, you might read it slightly differently. So it could be, what could be good for me right now, but what is blocking that? And it's just a really quick, surefire way of understanding something different about your circumstances. And probably when you look at it, you're going to be like, yeah, I already know that. That's so often when I'm reading for clients, when I'm reading for myself, they tell you what you already know, but that hasn't quite infiltrated the conscience yet. So it's something that you know about yourself, you feel to be true. Maybe you've already thought about it a little bit or in depth, but you haven't allowed it to infiltrate in the way it needs to, and the tarot will slap you around the face with it. Okay, let's be frank. Right, so whenever you are ready, when you feel like you have shuffled enough, I want you to take your first card. So this is your who you could be, who you are, who your highest, your highest, most incredible, potent possibility in this present moment. This is this card. And then this, so the next one off the top, going over the top, is what is either blocking or influencing it. It depends on what card you get, and that's for you to read, to share in the comments. So if you're confused or you're not quite sure how the cards work, or how they're working together, then put it in the comments and we will help you out. So I don't know what these are, but I see a little peek. So this is for all of us as a group, not just for me. So I'm going to read it as an example. So this is the first card, and I always read cards upright. I don't read reversals. Purely because I think there's enough information there, and alongside with your intuition and instincts, then there's plenty of information without needing to flip them upside down. But if you do read reversals, great. It's entirely your process and your project, and the way you do it is entirely appropriate to you. So this is who we could be. We could be the sun. Oh my God. We could be light. We could be love. We could be community. We could be any possibility that we want. So we have the sun here, and it's spiraling out all over the place. And these two little figures are walking into it. They're happy. They're joyful. They're taking the light of life, and they're doing whatever they want with it. So we could be possibility, we could be potential, we could follow our dreams, our hopes, our goals. What is stopping us, and this is really, really interesting, the blockage, the influence here is the world. And I love this because it's so bloody literal. So we want to be in the higher places, we want to be with the divine, we want to be with our hopes and our ambitions at the highest of heights. But what gets in the way is really the chaos of the planet, the overwhelm of being in this physical body, the life as it kind of is interrupting us at this moment in time. So it could be that we're being interrupted by the bigger world at large. Maybe we're feeling stressed about life events, the stuff that's going on in the news, the things that's going on elsewhere in the world, maybe the things that have been rolling out all over the world, coronavirus being the most obvious one, or war, or other elements of awful things that are perhaps interrupting our flow, interrupting our possibility to be within our own instinctual self. So this is a really big message here, actually. So let's put that over there. The world, as we are currently perceiving it, is interrupting our power. The nice thing about this card, it's not all bad though. The world is also full of possibility and potential and good stuff and beauty and bounty and abundance. So actually, if we shift our perspective, and this is what we can do with tarot, because the way I read tarot is there is no just bad. We're not going to look at the world and go, whoops, sorry love, the world is interrupting your flow and therefore we're going to stop right there. No, we're going to shift our perspective. We're going to remember all the good things about the world. So currently perhaps we're allowing the more negative stuff to absorb our energy, but actually let's remember some good things about the world, the beautiful things about the world. Mother Nature, isn't she just exactly as we need her to be? Isn't she just divine and represents to us the seasons, the cycles, the flow, the things that we could learn so much from? How a little tiny seed sits there patient for what must feel like an eternity and eventually breaks through and becomes something else, whilst reliant on other factors such as the sun, such as rain. Are we that little seed? Can we be under the ground, oblivious to everything else that's going on in the world, choosing for a moment to be oblivious, particularly if it's affecting us, and trusting that that world has exactly what we need to grow? So this is the shift of perspective. So rather than focusing on the negativities, the things that feel scary, the anxieties, the difficulty, the overwhelm of just, oh my God, the world is so big and huge and I'm just this teeny tiny seed, we think, actually, no, the seed has what we need within the soil, within the earth, within the nutrients, the nourishment, the seasons, the cycles. It all comes around at the right time for us to begin within divine timing to grow and expand and to, connect with that cosmic goodness that is the sun. So I think these cards have kind of given us a reading. Does that reading mean something to you? If it does, comment in the comments below. And if it doesn't, then what are your own cards? Which two cards did you get? What was your underneath card, your possibility, your potential, and what was the block or the influence on it? Comment below and let's talk.